Hello and welcome to the stream. Hopefully everything is working. Let us know if you can see us, hear us. And oh, it's totally not logged into Steam anymore.
Yes, I'm just saying because you had logged in before we restarted. I think
We did restart the computer.
As you can see, today is Murphy's Law Day. I guess we don't know why, but everything that could go wrong did go wrong.
Yeah, and I'm spelling the password wrong because I'm stressed. Anyway.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
So
you know what is this I have in mind right now is just stressing and trying to manage all of this. It's like that meme of the two guys in the gallows and the one looks at the others like first time.
First time getting hung. Yeah. Yes. Well, anyways, everything was running fine until I decided, because we still don't have a dummy battery for our camera yet. Anyways, and so I was just replacing the battery to make sure we were at 100%, and then literally everything started crashing, and so many things went wrong, and then OBS froze, and we couldn't, and now Humankind won't load our save.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're still not sure we can load the save because Humankind was also crashing. But given that everything else was crashing, I'm not sure if that was a Humankind problem or just a PC problem.
Could have just been the PC losing its mind. Hard to say, honestly, chat. But anyways, we're really happy that you're here. Bonjour à tous. Welcome, everyone. Thank you all for being here. I am Jordan. This is Stephanie.
Hello.
And we are Amplitude Studios, and we're just happy to be here streaming for you today. And we're happy that you're here with us. Hopefully, you can hear us, see us, and hopefully the game works here in a second. We'll see, I guess.
I mean, someone just saying, "Oh, misread the title, thought it said cats instead of Celts." Well, that's not necessarily entirely wrong, given that that my handle on the forums is Scatter9Tel. So hopefully, I will also make good food so our population grows.
Cats do make good food,
but I'm still praying that the save actually loads after the experience we had before. And if not, I guess we start a new game, and this is totally not an excuse for starting a new game after doing badly, because that was the previous playthrough.
I mean, you weren't doing poorly. You were doing pretty well.
Yeah, no, in this one we were doing well, unlike the previous one.
Yeah, the previous one got pretty hairy there.
Yeah.
Since we didn't actually survive past, what, ancient era? No, we were in the medieval.
We survived, it's just that everybody else, was walking all over us.
They wanted our booty. And unfortunately they got it. But anyways, yeah, well, it's Thursday.
Yep.
It's Thursday. It's been a good week. Hope everybody's had a good week so far. Let's see. We had the Wild Wednesday stream, Dungeon of the Endless. We played yesterday. On Tuesday, we had Rogan's stream. He did a good job over there playing Humankind. I watched a little bit of that. And then on Monday,
we narrowly resisted the urge to blow up a town, I guess.
We didn't blow up any civilians in our new series that we're doing on Mondays here on Amplitude Studios Twitch channel of Endless Dungeons and Dragons, which is super cool. It's a very awesome Endless themed role-playing game that we're doing with me as the Dungeon Master and 5 Amplitude employees that are playing in it, which has been super awesome.
And him having apparently great DM intuition, and that the first NPC we ran into was immediately one my character would want to punch in the face.
I didn't even have that planned, but it happened.
It was really, the entire way that session turned out was like very informed by that first encounter, in that it would have immediately put that character on edge.
Yeah.
Which is, perhaps why, she was so willing to discuss explosions with the other party members.
But anyways, it looks like the game's working, so let's hop on over there. Okay, no, it's good.
It always takes a moment to realize the game the first time.
What's up, Zoe Mountain? Maybe it's Zoe Mountain. I don't know.
But I was just thinking, switching over to the game, and so we get the sound, and it's like, yeah, I'm sure there will be people in chat who appreciate switching to bagpipe music.
Anyways, how are you doing today, Zoe? Welcome in. RX, I want to dig deeper into Dungeon of the Endless, but I'm too busy with the latest 7 Days to Die update. 7 Days to Die, I think I've seen about this game. I haven't played it at all. Oh.
Yeah, I wanted to walk through this valley, but I think that's not an option here now.
Probably not. Maybe not the best idea. But anyways, yeah, so it's been a full week. At this point, I mean, when I first arrived at Amplitude Studios, we had 1 stream a week, and we are now currently at 4 streams per week, which is awesome. Very cool. I'm very happy to see that our streaming schedule is kind of getting filled out, and that we have multiple people here on the Twitch streams, and multiple games, multiple activities, and things like that, which is super cool. So yeah, so our next stream after this one will be on Monday, and it will be episode 2 of our Endless D&D. So if you'd like to be there, it starts at 5:30, and we'd love to have you.
And that episode will have a lot more hogs and explosions than the first one.
There will be more combat, yes. Well, more than 0 combat. Any news about Amplify 2022? Are the dates set, guys? Are the dates official?
Late January is about all we're saying so far.
Yeah, I think it's a general late January kind of estimation right now. But we might have dates for you later in December, potentially. But if not, early January, you'll know for sure. But are we now on the 2nd floor by the basketball arcade? The streaming room here in the office, we actually have no offices on a 2nd floor of a building. We've moved offices since
we were on the 2nd, the 7th, and the 8th floor at the old building, I think. But it was like the floor space on each floor was smaller than here.
Yeah, currently we're not on those floors. We're on the 4th and 5th floor of our building. So, but yeah, it's it's a good time. Honestly, the streaming room, from what I hear, is so much better than the last streaming room that we had. By the way, Sublustrous, hello and welcome to the stream. So it's one of those things. Yeah, the map is outdated on the website. That's our old building, I believe.
Yep.
So someday I'm sure we'll get a new map, a digital map made. But I really hope that they prioritize just actually finishing the remodel on this space. Or not remodel, I guess it's a first model? I don't know. Anyways, this office space is pretty new, and so there's a lot of things that are still in boxes. There's a lot of things that aren't decorated yet. So it's a little bare bones here in the office. In fact, you might actually get to see a tour of the office come January at Amplified. If you're lucky, if you're good, maybe Santa will bring you an office tour. Mr. Lildav over on YouTube, do we speak French? A little bit.
Very badly in my case.
My pronunciation could be worse. But I gotta say that that I try pretty hard. I'm fluent in English and Spanish, but French is a little bit of a struggle for me, mostly because of the pronunciation of words.
I try with French, but for me it's the vocabulary that is just way too small to really communicate in French. And building a bigger vocabulary has not been helped by mostly being isolated.
Isolated.
For 2 years.
Honestly, the fact that people have masks on makes it really hard to even tell what they're saying. I don't know if anybody's experienced that, but
no, I think there's definitely a component of even if it's not conscious lip reading, it helps you identify the sound when you're uncertain.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Heck yeah, Dark Arrow! I saw that ban. How'd it feel? Is your ban arm strong? Keep that ban arm strong, brother. But anyways, yeah. People humans weren't meant to be in isolation. I know that some people are introverts, and maybe they can feel like they recharge when they're not around people. But I think humans in general are just such a social species that it'd be hard to not have human contact for a long time, kind of like how we've experienced. What's up, Damocles? How you doing? Hello, hello. Ahoy, hoy. Good having you here. Sorry that we went live a little bit later than usual. Literally everything caught on fire before we hit the live button, and so we had to restart the computer because we tried restarting the other applications and things, but Humankind was just crashing and the computer and OBS froze, and it was just like everything was bad. So we're like, hard restart, turn it off, turn it back on again. It'll be good.
It was a very, 20 minutes before we were like, oh, look, everything's ready. We have 20 minutes. Oh, this is good, relaxing. And then everything started breaking.
We were literally ready. That's true. We were literally ready for 20 minutes before the stream. And we were just going to chill out and kind of get our minds set for this. But that did not happen. Anyways, Oscar Marquez, welcome to the stream. We had a couple of new followers, actually. Mytherios and Onyx Boots. 2 new followers to the stream. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate having all you new people here, and we hope that you enjoy your time. For those of you that don't know us, my name is Jordan. I am a redhead man from Oregon in the United States. I love blueberries and playing video games. Over to you, Steph.
Yeah, well, hi, if you don't know me, I'm Stephanie. Originally I'm from Germany, but obviously now I'm also living here in France. My French is still terrible, as mentioned, and I'm the community manager here. And yeah, I love video games. I love tabletop war games. And if you follow me on the Twitter that I think was just linked, or maybe
Dark Arrow's getting it.
Then generally you see pictures of my war game model projects on there, and that's pretty much the majority of my social media content.
I like following new game news, especially FPS games.
That's mostly what I originally used Twitter for, just follow some game companies to see the news about the updates and all of that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, finally getting back to painting after not having any space to do it for
Do you not
years.
have an Instagram?
I tried to have an Instagram, but I'm not a selfie kind of person.
Right. Well, I was just thinking you could have an Instagram where you never show your face, but you just do images of your
and then the things,
models.
And then I tried for the models, but the camera in my phone is not good. And taking a photo with the good camera I have and then trying to get it on Instagram is actually a bit of a pain.
Yeah, posting things from the desktop browser of Instagram is a pain.
And so I was like, I'm just.
Sorry, we have a question we should probably answer. How long are you planning on streaming? Amplitude Studios got to do some stuff. Planning on coming back. We'll be here for 2 hours. So it's 6:17 right now. We'll be done at 8. Already having fun. Looking forward to Amplified in January. Hell yeah. Onyx Bits. That's awesome. Happy to have you here. 24-hour stream when? I'll have to talk to my boss. We'll see when. See when we can make that happen.
If we ever do a 24-hour stream, I don't think it would be one person streaming for 24 hours.
I'd do it.
More of a relay thing, and that would probably be for very special occasions. I think.
I don't think the studio really needs to do a 24-hour stream. I think 24-hour streams are fun as an individual. Well, not fun. Let me rephrase that. I've done a 12-hour stream, and the last 2 hours were miserable because my butt hurt and I was hungry.
It's this kind of thing. A 24-hour stream is something we would do for a special event, maybe, but not for its own sake.
What do you do during the night?
That's why I say it would have to be multiple people, like 3 people each streams 8 hours, because 8 hours is already a lot.
Right, yeah. I don't know. I could see doing a 12-hour stream for the studio as maybe a fundraiser or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of thing where I'm thinking, there's a 24-hour stream is justified for a fundraiser, charity or something, but not do a 24-hour stream for the sake of a 24 hours.
Damocles, why do you think we should do a 24-hour stream? What's your motivation?
I guess just wanting 24 hours of content.
Watch us suffer, I think, actually. Honestly, like, I've seen 24-hour streams before, and the people at the end are not happy people.
And they're also, in my opinion, generally not entertaining people anymore.
They're not entertaining anymore. Nobody can be entertaining for that long. It's just not possible. You just want to see our faces more? That's why I was talking about Instagram. Just follow us on Instagram. I don't even know if I have links to my other socials on Twitter. This is a good question. So how are we doing in the game, though? Talk to us.
Well,
Last
we're
week-
supposedly second place, only 100. Well, no, not even 100 points. We're like, what, 15 points short?
Yeah,
First place.
15 points.
So it should be fine if we, get a couple more stars, then we'll take over. We did find some wonders, and I'm going to try to claim these territories because it gives us more influence, and it'll be nice.
There's so many territories
forward-telling.
next to each other on Pangea.
Right here. All right, we did need to build Stonehenge somewhere. Where do we want it?
I've moderated 24-hour streams before. It's exhausting. I don't want to imagine what it would be like to be the one streaming that long. Honestly, though, like, it's one of those things where your brain, while you're streaming, is on overdrive. It's on hyperdrive. It's going faster than the speed of light, so other things have to slow down. You know what I mean? Like, there's physics to being on stream. Anyways, oh, Zoe, Zoe, thank you so much for following as well. I just saw that you followed 5 minutes ago. Sorry it took me that long to see it, but we appreciate having you here. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I don't really post too much on my other Instagram accounts because I feel like Instagram is this like platform where unless your content's really like visually appealing or unique, it just does not do very well. Videos on Instagram actually do really well, but like, how much of my life do I want to share in video format? That's a great question. I don't know. But I share pictures of me, like of my face, doing things,
I think we do need to start building some more military, just in case when we ask others to follow our religion, they get uppity again, like last time.
We can pound them into the dust.
So that we're prepared this time.
I think what I need to do is I just need to get a link tree for my one link that they give you. I wonder why they only give you one link on like most socials. Like on YouTube, they give you like what, like 5 links?
Yeah, I'm not sure. The social media is not usually where I do much. As I say, I use it mostly to follow news.
It makes sense. Makes sense. We got the naked dudes. Let's go. I was just mentioning last stream that these naked dudes are one of my favorites. That's some hot water.
Okay, these guys are supposedly very weak. So let's see if. No, we don't. Oh, we don't actually have
Any demands.
grievance against them, or does not follow my religion. Or have they maybe already switched?
We should incite them to riot. Oh, it looks like they've already become...
Well, no, they've been converted. The question is, have they switched their state religion? That I'm not sure.
Interesting, yeah. I don't know. I think that streaming is best done and experienced in 2 to 4 hour segments.
Yeah, I don't think it works when it gets too long.
Well, here's the thing. The only reason why you would stream for longer isn't because there's somebody out there that would watch you for 24 hours. If they're willing to watch you for more than like 2 hours or even 1 hour, then they're already a diehard fan, right? I don't know very many people that watch me for more than like an hour or 2 that aren't like a really solid fan. Or supporting member of the community. Maybe they're a mod. I don't know. Somebody who has a reason to be there that long. Most people that spend long times in streams, like just regularly, they're watching streams while they're working, while they're hanging out, on their day off, and they want to like have the community vibe and everything, or they like your sense of humor or something like that. But like, other than that, like, people don't have 10 to 24 hours to spend watching a video.
Yeah.
You know, you got things to do. You gotta eat. You gotta make your
And,
food.
you know,
You gotta wash your
even
clothes.
even if I have like 10 to 24 hours to watch videos, there are so many TV shows and movies that I still need to watch that compete for those 10 to 24 hours.
There's other forms of entertainment too. But yeah, Vexrios. No, this is not a pre-recorded video. Is it just such high quality that you're just like, damn, this is like a edited content? I'll often chat for a bit, then lurk and game. Yeah, or yeah, if you're playing games by yourself and you want a sense of community, want to like have somebody else in the background, then yeah, you say hi, let people know you're there, and then you hang out. Cause like you don't have necessarily the urge to say commentary about every single little thing that happens. In fact, usually when I'm participating in streams, as somebody who is a streamer by trade and also now by job, like I don't talk very much in other people's streams. The only reason why I really talk is if I have a funny pun that I want to make, like a joke that I'm like, oh yeah, like this would be a good joke. I'm gonna make people laugh. Then I'll like say it, or like if I'm like trying to like, you know, support them, like if they don't have anybody chatting in their chat, like I'll be like, hey, like streamer by trade and by J-Blade. Subtitle. I'm gonna go get another mask. This mask is great, but not great for talking because it's a little smaller.
Yeah. I'll take over. I'll try to entertain because, you know, just as you were saying that, I tried to get somebody to agree to follow our state religion. Have a wild guess what happened. Obviously, they made a counter demand. I refused, and now we're at war.
Perfect. Kill him.
Because, you know, that is obviously what would need to happen, and I'm trying to decide how to best approach them.
All right.
Which direction is shorter, from this way, or
Oh
or
gosh.
this way?
Who is it? It's the Babylon?
It's the Harbins. They're literally on the other side of the world, and they're like, war. So now we're like, oh yeah, we need to. Wait, no, that's the. No, that's actually.
I'm worried about how
What? No,
far
did
we're
they-
gonna extend ourselves
Oh no,
here.
they refused. We're not at war yet, but you know,
But they don't like it.
They-
They're
they-
hesitant.
it's definitely, you know, I need to position myself for when eventually we need to declare the war to convert them because they're.
Fair enough.
I guess this way around is better because we don't need to cross anybody's borders.
That's fair, yeah.
Where did I stick that army here?
Ooh, yeah. 2 chariots and naked dudes? That's a full 6 movement army. Let's go.
Yeah, and I'm already building the next one. These guys are just hanging around here to claim the other territories. We just claimed this beautiful scenic volcano.
Ooh, Kawa-Ijen.
And-
Yo, have you seen any of the National Geographic stuff that's on Disney Plus?
No, I don't have Disney Plus at the moment. I really need to finally sign up. Every time somebody mentions it, it's like, oh, I need to sign up, and then I get home and I've already forgotten that I really need to sign up.
Gotta write it down, Stephanie. But anyways, so Will Smith just came out with his series about him like going around the world and like doing stuff, kind of like a tame Bear Grylls, you know, like he's not gonna go eat, you know, dung beetles and drink camel juice or whatever, poo juice. Did you see that one?
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
Bear Grylls took camel poop and squeezed it and drank the liquid out of the poo.
Why would he?
The game feels now a lot better. Hey, Error, thanks. We appreciate that. Our developers have been working really hard on the game, and there have been a lot of updates since it's been launched, and that have just been steadily making the game better. Hoi hoi.
Here's the next one.
But anyways, yeah, so really gross stuff. But anyways, I just was watching the first episode on the train, because, well, I have a long commute to work, 1.5 hours. It's a long time. And flipping, it was kind of cool. The first episode, he goes to this volcano, because we were talking about a volcano, that's why I thought about it. And the guy that he's with is like a extreme hiker, explorer type dude, and he's blind. And so this first episode kind of starts off feeling like, oh, we're gonna go see these crazy things. but then it almost transforms into this like, I don't know, documentary about the power of like sounds. Which
Yeah, I mean, if someone's blind and going to places like that, that's like,
well, he's crawling in a volcano and he's blind. But like, he was talking about how they've done like scans of his brain and stuff, and how, you know, the visual part of your brain doesn't just wither up and die when you lose your sight. It instead makes these new links, and so like when he hears movement, when he can hear things moving, that lights up the visual cortex of his brain, where he's like thinking about how it would move based off of the sound that it makes. You know, like,
yeah,
I don't know.
I think I get you. Like a kind of synesthetic kind of
His body
process.
creates a new use for that part of his brain, and then he's able to like Daredevil, like,
Yeah, no, definitely, because there's also people who are just born with connections like that, who can, they can see colors when they hear sounds and stuff like that.
well, yeah,
Which is like, synesthesia is like this kind of connection, and obviously, if he doesn't have the sight, but the brain makes those connections that'll help him, find his way.
super cool. I would never, ever, ever wish myself to be blind, but it is kind of cool to think about the fact that if you had to be blind, that your brain would compensate and sound would become so much more meaningful to you. You know, it's kind of cool. Being blind and playing Humankind is harder than being blind and jumping into a volcano. That'd be really interesting to try and turn Humankind into like a vocal game, like a sound-based game.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's quite possible, because there's just
It's too complex.
There's just too much going on at once, I think.
Like with chess, you can do chess if you're blind, because you know exactly where the pieces are, and you can say E3 to E6 or whatever.
Yep.
Oh, did we just find people?
Yeah, we've already found 3 different swordsmen, which is great,
But it's
because we take them to our territory here, and then we go up to them and say, "Hey, we give you 90 money to." Well, I'm not going to finish that sentence because that might get
take
us
off your
demonetized.
clothes. We're gonna need you to be a little less well dressed. See these other guys? They don't have clothes. Be like them. Oh gosh. I think. Hey, what's up, Thorn? I think streamers can generally expect viewers to kind of trickle in over 1 to 2 hours after starting a stream. So I think usually there's a recommendation for streamers to be at least 3 to 5 hours. Definitely. I mean, you're 100% right, where streams will definitely peak their viewership around the 2-hour mark. And then at that point, how long do you want to stream while you're at peak viewership? This is all very, important and true sort of
And the question, I guess,
streamer
also
meta.
is how long does that peak maintain?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Obviously, the peak is a peak, so it only maintains for a moment, but it's like, how high do you want to keep your viewership over that time? And so I think that there's definitely a certain amount of strategy involved with streaming, but also like there's manpower. Like for us as a studio, like only part of my job is streaming. The other part of my job is working on our social channels. And we have a lot of social channels here at Amplitude. We literally have a YouTube channel for Endless Legend, Endless Space, the Endless Universe YouTube channel, Dungeon of the Endless, Humankind. That's 5. I don't think we have an Amplitude Studios YouTube channel, but that would be just too much.
Oh, hey,
We
look.
just got an agrarian star.
Yeah, because we found more people.
Oh my gosh.
And immediately we're paying them to take off their shirts. What kind of culture have we become?
The Celts. We're a bunch of. I mean, these people aren't. I think that if they had redheads, that'd been cool. Granted, maybe not as voice system would probably be more simple, so you'd like say end turn and it would end turn. Yeah, but how do you know where anything was?
Yeah, exactly. The concern is less, getting the inputs I think then
How would you
the information.
get the information into your head from like where everybody moved to their things? Well, the reason for a 24-hour stream is people stream and view on different schedules. So with a 24-hour stream, you can get raids and viewers from a lot of different sources. So I think doing a 24-hour stream once a year or something is helpful for discoverability. It could definitely be a counter fact, I guess, to your comment. Not that I'm trying to diminish the importance of your comment, but let's say a bunch of people discover your platform or your channel during a time when you normally wouldn't be live. Granted, if you're offering products or services or whatever, I'm just talking generally as a streamer, that are available when you're not streaming, then yeah, it could definitely still be worth it. But if you're only streaming and you're hoping to grow your streaming platform, these people that you meet while you're streaming on a time where you wouldn't normally stream aren't going to be able to view your normal stream because they're asleep or at work or whatever. And so if you have a really tight streaming schedule like we do here at the studio, like it probably would get discoverability about our brand, like, and our video games and stuff that we make, but it may not be as like useful for like growing our streaming audience.
And you know,
which is definitely something that I want to do, granted, you know, like,
yeah, definitely. And you know, for the brand discoverability, then you can make the argument that it's easier for the manpower and better for the quality of the content to just get somebody who normally streams at that time.
Yeah. And that's a cool thing about like our Tuesday streams or whatever. You know, now we have somebody on the other side of the world that can stream on a different time. So, you know, it is what it is. Don't be lazy. It's not hard to click enter. What do you mean, error? So anyways, yeah. I don't know. I think it would be a cool thing. I think that especially in the business world, like with like a big company, I guess. And granted, we're not the biggest company, but especially since we're not a one-person show, you really have to like talk about return on investment. And as a single, you know, person streamer, well, you don't have to have a good return on investment because all you're doing is trading your time. And if all you have is time, then go for it. You know? You don't have to get a big return on investment as long as you have a lot of time. How many curiosities are there?
Enough, clearly.
So many. How can we move that far? Are there roads?
I think there are some roads, but also these are just the dudes with 6 movement, so they're inherently pretty quick.
It just feels like we're moving really far. Like that was 3 tiles, but 2 movement.
Yeah, because here there's clearly a road.
Oh, okay.
Which is good because, you know, that helps us get across the river here without getting blocked.
Yeah, I agree, Damocles. And that's kind of what I was trying to say is that for us as a studio who, you know, the purpose of us streaming isn't necessarily to, you know, increase our streaming, you know, community per se. Obviously, the end goal would be to, you know, have a good community built around our brand, and then, you know, at the end of the day, we sell video games. Like, that's what we do. But, like, you know, that's not something that that you're going to achieve just by, you know, streaming and being like, hey, would you like to buy a game? Would you like to stay for dinner? Would you like to stay forever? I don't know. It's interesting. Obviously, like, as somebody who came from a personal streaming background and now going into like a, you know, a business kind of streaming background, it's weird how similar things are because, you know, I don't even know how to describe it, I guess. You know, when you create content and when you come up with ideas for like streaming or whatever, like it's really similar. But also, it's really different because the goals and the objectives of what you're doing are almost really different.
I did not anticipate this outcome.
That they got killed from behind?
No, things, you know, it told me, oh, there's a new opinion with these people, and I checked, and they were like needy, and I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, we're already max treaty, so I'm like, oh, let's have an alliance, and it's like, oh, Grievance, you're at peace with my enemy, the Mycenaeans. So I talk to the Mycenaeans, and I was like, hey guys, you're at war with my allies. Could you maybe surrender? And apparently they did. And now our ally actually got this territory down here, which, is good for us because it's our ally, so we don't have to worry about the Mycenaeans backstabbing us. And
Right.
and we can focus on these guys and these guys because, hey, I'm standing here in this territory, and hey, you guys, you're not my religion.
Your people must bow before the true faith.
Oh, I think they accepted.
Granted.
Yeah, the Greeks yielded.
I don't think I've ever seen the AI yield to a demand. Is it? Is it
We
really
have
that-
some arguments.
We got a lot of naked dudes, and you are not agreeing with us. Seems like 24-hour streams or really long streams would be especially good for business streams since you're looking to promote the business games that anyone can purchase regardless of the schedule rather than trying to promote the stream, which you mostly want to run on a relatively limited schedule that's convenient for you. Yeah, 100%, Thorn. I 100% agree with that, actually. That's a very solid assessment. I think what I was trying to say, and maybe I didn't do a very good job of explaining it, is that I have to explain to my boss why the time that I'm spending streaming is valuable compared to time I could be spending, creating posts for other social media channels.
And that is doubly true for a 24-hour stream because that is over the usual work time. So
that'd be overtime, yeah.
That would be overtime, which means extra pay.
Yeah, so they'd have to pay me longer. Yeah, because it's not just like me being like, I'm going to stream for 24 hours. It would be me streaming for 8 hours and then getting whatever 16 hours of overtime.
Yeah, it would be.
I think it's actually illegal in France to work that long.
I don't think you would be legally allowed to do it all by yourself. And even if you get then somebody else to do it,
you
like,
need a certain amount of time between.
No. What I mean is like if you got somebody else to do it, it would be like let's say you stream from 8 to 6 or what,
Right.
8 to 4 from 8 to 6. And then they start at 4 and stream until midnight. Then the last person comes in and starts at midnight until 8 a.m. Sure, but anything after 10 p.m. As far as I know,
considered overtime
it's not considered overtime. It's considered nighttime work and costs extra as well.
Oh,
as far as
it's
I
like
know.
an increased pay for nighttime pay.
Yeah, exactly. And so there's a lot of financial investment there that needs to be justified.
Yeah, we've done loads of 24-hour streams on the Sega channel, but always for charity. So how do
Exactly.
you get
For charity, of course, then it's easier to.
voluntary work? So you have to volunteer for it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's charity, then it is obviously this for charity. Are you voluntarily giving your free time? And it's not, this is promotion for the company.
It's really interesting. I mean, hey, Damocles, that makes sense. I gotta admit, doing a 24-hour stream and not getting paid for it would feel a little rough, because that's a long time to stream. But I suppose if it was for a charity that I felt strongly about, it'd be worth it. Charity is always worth it. I mean, yeah. I think that depending on the charity, it can be worth it. I'm not going to say charity's always worth it in the sense of any charity is worth it. Charity in what am I trying to say? The definitive sense is worth it. But interestingly enough, there are definitely some charities where, they're not as efficient at getting the money that is donated to them to the right people, right? The people that need it. So I think doing research on the charities that you support is always a good idea. That's my caveat to saying charity is always worth it.
It's always I get that whenever how you get the people who ring at your doorbell or you run into them outside.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we're for this charity and would you like to donate? And I always tell them, give me your card or something so I can look up what you actually do and do my research. I don't just give somebody, transfer somebody $50 because they say they're a charity. For one, because I want to know what the charity does, and for secondly, because this is obviously not a knock against charities, but there's a lot of people who exploit charity in the sense that they scam and lie and claim they're a charity when they really aren't.
Yeah. Well, and I think there's a stat that you can maybe look up, or at least if they have it available, it'd be good to look up. But I think it's like a percentage of each dollar that makes it to
Yeah.
people, like the charity's purpose, like demographic or group or whoever they're giving it to. Because I'm pretty sure they have that, like, where it's like, how much do your overheads cost? How much do your people get paid? And all this jazz. I mean, obviously, if you have a lot of volunteers, then more of it can go to the needy. But, like, not all charities can have full volunteer staff, and some of them have to have jobs to support their families. They can't spend 40 hours a week doing a volunteer thing if they can't feed their families.
Yeah.
So, like, inherently, charities aren't 100% money from person to pocket, right? Of whoever is the beneficiary of the charity. There's costs to running a charity. And so I think that as long as, you know, a good percentage of the money is making it to the people, then it's good. But there are charities where a lot of money falls through the cracks, I guess. You know, like, I don't know, there's been a lot of, like, stories, at least in the United States, of, like,
No, we've had some in Europe as well, I think.
okay, of, like, charities, like, where they find out later, they're like, oh, you know.
Yeah, I think one I heard of was like 70 or 80% of the money didn't actually make it to the target because it was all spent on, like, you know, advertising for the charity and stuff.
Yeah, like, yeah, exactly. Like Red Cross or UNICEF or Amnesty. Yeah, and ones that are fairly well scrutinized, you know? Like, if they're relatively unknown charities, like, sometimes their stuff isn't public, or I don't know if it has to be, but yeah. There are obviously some local charities that that can be very good, you know?
I think that's also a thing where, you know, the really big ones are probably, they're easy to research. And if you have a really small one, it becomes a very local one. It becomes easy to research because, you know, it's a local thing.
Yeah.
And you can find out locally. I think the middle ground, like, is probably the hardest to research when they're, like, regional. So like, they're too big for you to be a local institution, and you know a guy who knows a guy who works there.
Yeah.
But they're also not big enough to, you know, be scrutinized by state organizations and whatever.
These people at Huaracaña are getting beat up. Charity work isn't always about donations. Sometimes just helping generate visibility is good. Not everyone knows what is out there, so awareness for some charity groups is also a good thing. Yeah, I mean, I think that what was the example that I was thinking of? Like, I don't know if this is exactly, you know, parallel, but the whole Team C's things that Mr. Beast and a bunch of other YouTubers are trying to do right now. It's not necessarily like that they exactly want you to donate to their organization. It's almost more of like an effort to bring visibility and awareness to ocean health and, you know, these rivers or whatever that are polluting the oceans, and, you know, what you can kind of do to help. And if you have money to donate, then obviously it's great, but you know, kind of bringing that awareness, I think, is almost as important as the donation itself.
So I'm trying to decide what should we grab here.
What did we grab last time?
The industry, because, you know,
the
industry
forest
is
one
just
was great.
so good.
Yeah.
This one is not useful here because plus 5 food and harbors
Harbor.
when we have a map with barely any water.
Money could be really good, so we can start trading more. Oh, it's market quarter.
It's
not
only on market quarter, and this one is on science quarter. These are obviously make those quarters each way better because, you know, you start at
Yeah.
+3 on them, I think, so you immediately get a massive boost.
Mm-hmm.
This one is great if we want to be aggressive, but I don't think we necessarily want to be super aggressive.
No.
As long as they, you know, follow our religion, we don't care. And this one will make us pretty flexible, but right now we're saving up most of our influence for territory claiming, and so
I think the stability one might be good.
yeah. I mean, we don't have a ton of garrisons right now, but it would be nice to just be able to get a little more out of the garrisons we do build.
I like it. I like it.
if the other one, if that had been, more influence on main plaza or something, then I would have taken it immediately because I really want to push this influence gain.
Definitely, yeah. What's up, Silver Luke? I don't know how to say your name over there on YouTube, but I see your comment about not trusting charities. I think the message I personally want to convey is, as long as you're doing your research and you're making sure that it is a trustworthy charity, then that's a good thing. I'm just saying, don't trust a charity blindly because they say they're a charity. Because there are obviously good and bad versions of everything in this world. And all the colors in between, right? There's some people that do bad things, but most of the things they do are good. I don't think people are all good or all bad. You have mixes, people aren't black and white. That's why I like in a lot of movies and TV shows recently, I think filmmakers and directors are really realizing that people like to see dynamic performances where it's not like, oh, I am the bad guy. I'm the bad guy because of the things I do, whereas in a lot of movies nowadays, it's more like, I'm the bad guy, but you feel for me and you understand why I'm doing what I'm doing, I think that's awesome. I love movies.
Yeah, it's in a lot of ways people are saying that the best movie villains are the ones where you can maybe not necessarily relate to them, but you can understand how they think what they're doing is the right thing to do.
Yeah, definitely. Is the game volume high enough? I'm getting a feeling like our game volume isn't high enough, but maybe chat can answer that. Isn't that just down to the writing? It has a lot to do with the writing. I think the way that it's directed also has an impact because, the story itself and how you tell the story through, the filmmaking or whatever is still super impactful on the way that it's received, personally.
Yeah, and I think obviously it also is a big matter of what kind of movie it is. Like if you have an thriller or even like an action movie like the MCU, obviously the more nuanced villain that you can understand can be good. But at the same time, sometimes when it's a more comedic movie, really just going over the top with the evil mustache twirling villainy is also fun. Like like that famous scene of what was the name of the actor? Raul Julia as Bison, where he's like, "Oh, for you it was the most important day of your life. For me it was Tuesday."
I don't know.
No, it's like a Street Fighter movie, and he's playing Bison, and
okay, from Street Fighter. Okay.
And who is it? I don't remember who it is, but one of the female fighters from the roster is like, "Oh, you burnt down my village and you killed my parents," and he's like, "For you that was the most important day of your life. For me that was just Tuesday. I don't even know who you are." And that's like so mustache twirlingly evil.
Yeah.
But it fits so well in this campy movie because
it depends on the context.
It's not serious.
For sure, yeah. I don't know which submarine movie you're talking about. I have seen Hunt for Red October, but I'm not sure about the submarine movie. The one that's coming to mind for me right now is actually the Cruella movie, the latest Disney movie with Cruella de Vil. With what's her face? Emma Stone, I think it is. Maybe is it Emma Stone? Maybe it's not. I don't remember. But anyways, you wonder like who could hate puppies and why would you hate Dalmatians so much? I can never understand that. Enemy Below. That's what it's called. The submarine movie. But anyways, in the movie, like, well, actually, I don't know is it too soon to spoil Cruella de Vil? I don't know. Anyway, I'll be general with it just to not spoil anything for anybody. You figure out why somebody could hate Dalmatians, in a general sense of, I can understand that, as long as you say spoiler alert, it's fair game, so that people have enough time to mute. I guess.
I mean, in the end, it's always too soon to spoil. Even if you talk about like
Some people have never seen these movies from 10 years ago.
not even 10 years. It's like some people consider certain big revelations from Star Wars to still be spoilers.
Oh yeah, well, that's a good point. She fell in a car of Dalmatians like Indiana Jones. Yeah, she did. That's exactly what happened to Ningalbal. Spoiled The Great Gatsby. I've never read The Great Gatsby or seen The Great Gatsby. There's my spoiler alert.
I've read it and I've seen the DiCaprio movie, and the DiCaprio movie was surprisingly good. Like I was expecting that to be.
What's it about?
Well, about the
It's
Great
about
Gatsby.
What's The Great Gatsby? It's a person?
It's a person, yes.
Okay.
And
Eleanor Gatsby?
and the thing is, he like
Elaine?
his big thing is that he
He's
Huh?
Gatsby.
yeah he pines for this woman who lives across the lake from him, or is it a bay? I don't remember for sure.
I was like, what body of water is this and where is it set?
It's is it New York?
Chicago?
But in any case, and he tries to to gain her attention and all of that, and he seems to be ultra rich, but not all is as it seems. And if I say more, it'll go into spoiler territory.
Spoiler! Spoiler alert! It's about excesses and male excesses and American norms. I mean, it's a very like
thematically, yes. Like the plot summary, what happens is he very much
is he
that,
in
but
debt?
it's also
He's probably in debt. That sounds like an American
no,
movie.
I think it's actually during the Prohibition era.
Okay.
So
this is like
you can imagine one of the
the
ways he's getting his
20s?
money.
the 20s, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's the 20s. And as I say, you can probably imagine how he's making some of his money.
He's pouring drinks onto people. He's like, bottles.
Forward.
I don't drink, so I don't know what people that drink talk about with drinking.
I see that success eludes you.
do tell drinkers out there, what do you talk about when you talk about drinking? I don't know. What's pop culture to talk about? Oh yeah, I had that tasty wine the other day. It was really red. It was tasted like blueberries. I don't know. I'll always bring up blueberries. I love blueberries so much. Are we attacking these people? Oh, they just have citizens.
Yeah, we're attacking them because they weren't happy when we said, "Hey, you should really follow our religion."
Oh, perfect. We made him mad. Now let's go. Ningao Ball did not find that funny. I don't know what people talk about for drinking. That's why I was asking. No, Darker. I'm not saying what do people that drink talk about. I'm not saying that people that drink talk about vastly different things than people that don't drink. I'm saying, what do you talk about drinking? Like for example, people that talk about video games, we talk about the new video games that are coming out, the best strategies that you've found in this game, a funny thing that happened, whatever. People that don't play video games don't get that, right? So are there things like that for drinkers and non-drinkers is what I'm trying to ask. Dobry Butnik comes in and says, vodka, lard, and array. Comrades. Got it. Is that, so that's how you talk to each other? Okay. You know, you just say your 3 favorite drinks and then you say comrades?
I mean,
Orange
I'm pretty
juice.
sure the vodka part is the comrade part is referencing the vodka, obviously.
Right. Fun thing happened to me on the way to the forum where you drink and be merry. And this is a biblical reference, I guess. Drinkers sometimes talk about drinking, but mostly they have conversations about anything. Well, drink and be merry. That's a biblical reference. That part, at least. Whatever they would converse about while being sober. Okay, fair enough. I'm saying, do you ever talk about drinking? Like, do you say like, ooh, I had this exquisite, beer the other day. It tasted like apricots and a little bit of hay. Like I don't know.
I think maybe at this point we should consider switching the topic before chat starts laughing.
Too late. It's too late.
You're in too deep. You cannot go back.
I can't. I have to explain myself so that I don't sound foolish. Anyways,
If an army wants reliance,
maybe about your preference on drinks, but nothing more. It feels like it's a deep culture. Like there's TikToks about people making cocktails. But maybe what I'm seeing is cocktail culture, not general alcohol consumption culture. Because there's whole TikToks about people being like, check this out. You take the orange peel and you squeeze it, and then you get the zest, and you zest the rim, and then you do the smoke in the glass, and then you put 1 part, 2 part, 3 part, 4. And then, you're currently drinking an exquisite bottle of Pepsi Max Cherry. So the Pepsi Max, is that actually a thing? Like, is it better than regular Pepsi? Because didn't they make Max to be like, it's all of the flavor of regular Pepsi? Well, can we put those on the geysers?
I think so, but I'm wondering if it would look better here because this all is nothing. This all is nothing anyway, so it doesn't really matter where specifically
We could
we
put it down between two of them, like there.
I would like to grab this tile though because that's 3
Oh,
industry,
that's fair. Yeah, that's probably a better spot right there.
and then we
Good
can
thinking.
probably build the Dome of the Merciful up here somewhere where it's also maybe here. This is a nice spot to go meditating, I guess.
Ooh, look at that. Yeah, looks like
But obviously we
Avatar:
don't
The
want
Last
to
Airbender.
build it here. We'll probably want to build that in one of the cities that actually has production.
Makes sense, yeah. I'm sure beer snobs have conversations like that, and there's conversations about liquor preferences, etc. Like, what kind of whiskeys do you like, or whatever. But I think drinking preferences discussions are much shorter and more superficial than gaming discussions. Hashtag gaming better than drinking. Let's go.
Yeah, definitely. No argument there.
Yeah. It's meant to be no sugar but regular Pepsi taste. Now, regular Pepsi tastes weird for me. I can't go back. Oh no. I wonder what's in Pepsi Max that makes regular Pepsi taste weird. You know what I missed though in Europe? Dr. Pepper. Mountain Dew.
I think I've seen Mountain Dew in
All
some
of the
shops.
flavors of Mountain Dew. Okay, you can go to like Action and get like Mountain Dew in quotes, but it's not like real Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it probably
like
tastes different. I've heard
European sizes too. You have to pay like $1 for
it's also I've heard
500
from
milliliters.
some European people who went to the US that the Coke and Pepsi and all of that here tastes very different there.
Yeah,
Probably
it's
because
more acidic tasting in the US.
and it's also I think they said you can actually definitely tell the difference between the beet sugar used in the European
yeah,
one
sure.
and the corn sugar,
High
corn
fructose
syrup
corn syrup, baby.
in the US. And even like in the US, I knew somebody in California once, lost contact to them long ago, but they were like, every now and then when they did a trip to Mexico for vacation, they would be like, oh, I'm stocking up on the Mexican Coke.
Mexican Coke is very different
because they apparently use like cane sugar instead, and he's like, it tastes so different.
I've heard that Mexican Coke is really good. I think I've probably had it once, and I was like, this is nice, but I don't think it's like that much better.
Yeah,
you would want to go to Mexico to get it every time.
Yeah, he didn't go to Mexico specifically to get it. More like, I am in Mexico for vacation. I'm
Right.
getting Coke.
Right, that makes sense. You need to join the culture of drinking. Drink to enjoy the drink, not to lie dead. Well, I think that's a big issue in the US as well. I think people binge drink instead of like being responsible while drinking, which makes it a lot less fun. But they're doing it because their friends are doing it and because it's popular and because they don't want to remember what happened, like.
I think it's not just in the US. We've had problems like that in Germany as
And
well.
binge drinking? Really?
There was a time when like
Here I thought the US was the king of
no there was a time when a lot of clubs and bars would offer like happy hour flat rates of like
Mm-hmm.
you pay this much to get in and you get a lot of booze for really cheap or even for free, and there was a lot of especially young people, students who were like just of drinking age,
Yeah.
who would then drink themselves into the hospital.
Right. Yeah.
Like not just I've drunk so much I can't remember what happened, but literally
they have to get their stomach pumped or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. We have both here in the UK, but Mountain Dew is the sports version. Sports version? Mountain Dew is not a sports drink. I've heard, well, okay, I watch Good Mythical Morning. I don't know if anybody else in chat watches Good Mythical Morning, but that's like my morning show. Like I watch it while I'm eating breakfast or whatever, or sometimes when I'm home and I have missed a couple days or something like that. But they do a lot of tests, where they like test things side to side. And so they've done some like international food tests where they'll test, like American versus Australian versus British. Sometimes like another country, but usually those three. And they're vastly different. Like different things like sodas and whatnot just are like crazy different between countries. So I don't even know. Most people don't even know what a Red Bull tastes like because they think that it tastes like this weird, like sickly sweet thing. It's not even not even refrigerated. What I'm trying to say, it's not even carbonated in most places outside of the U.S. Isn't that crazy? Not entirely sure if I can. By the way, Twig on Leaf, hello and welcome to the stream. You can tell the difference between Coke Zero and Diet Coke. Coke Zero and Diet Coke. First off, I hate diet drinks because I can taste aspartame. I don't know if other people can taste it, but
I can definitely I feel like a lot of the diet
variants.
soft drinks, not just Coke, they have this weird aftertaste.
Yeah, I mean, you probably can taste the aspartame too, but like aspartame is not a good flavor. It's
No.
like bitter and kind of weird. I am not a fan of the aspartame. Yeah, Twig on a Leaf, I'm not sure if I've actually had Mexican Coke then, because like I feel like maybe I went to a Mexican restaurant and they had a glass Coke, but I don't think we found out that it said hecho en Mexico on the back. I think maybe we thought it was gonna be, but then it wasn't. I can't remember exactly. So maybe I'll have to give it another shot when I go back to California. It would have been fun to be able to go to the Game Awards in LA. I was kind of jokingly mentioning to my boss about, because she went to the Game Awards, and also to visit family or something. I don't know. That I was like, well, if you need an assistant, I'll come to LA with you, like, because I wanted to go to LA, but unfortunately didn't need an assistant. Dang it!
Dang. Plan foil.
I need to prove my secretarial skills more, maybe. I'm really good at rolling luggage for people. I don't feel like I'd ever get used to aspartame.
I know this is technically a ranged unit, but I think we may be able to to sneak some in here
Ooh,
to
put
get
them in the
flanking
woods.
bonus.
Ooh, let's go. Big bonus.
And yes, you can make it far enough to get it here as well, and that should be enough to finish them off.
Aced. Nice. Very good. You're doing so well this game.
This war is definitely going much better than the last one because, we had an actual army when we
have
started.
a bunch of naked dudes. Hey, we're getting plus 44 money per turn too, even with all of our armies.
Look at that. -4 ongoing and -16. -20 next turn. This is going to be nice.
Very excellent. Let's go.
And, when we grab a Harappa over here, they have another one here. And, once we occupy
Luluban.
everything, it should be fairly easy.
The town of Luluban. I don't know. I've thought about kind of like, where my life will take me at some point when I eventually, stop working here. I don't know when that will be. But I don't necessarily intend on living in Paris for the rest of my life, so I assume it'll happen at some point. But like, I don't know. All the places in the US that I can think of working, like I don't know where I'd work. I would love to continue working at like a video game studio, but like I don't think there's any video game studios in Oregon or Utah. You know?
I don't know about Utah, but I'm pretty sure there's some in Oregon.
You think so? I don't know. I thought there were some in Washington, but maybe not Oregon.
I mean, there's there's bound to be game studios basically everywhere, but it's just not necessarily a giant name that you've
Right.
always heard of. It's like not always AAA studios.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I don't know. I think it'd be cool to move to the UK and like work for Sega or something. That'd be kind of fun. I don't know.
I mean, the working for Sega part you've already got.
Well, working for like SOE, like, you know.
Well, for Sega, not for Amplitude Sega.
Yeah, exactly. Work for the daddy, not for the child. But anyways, yeah. I don't know, you know, it'd be interesting. I'd really love to live in Spain again, but like
and perhaps
again, like finding a job would probably be the determining factor of where I live rather than
Yeah.
where I like to live. It's little bit sad, but Spain, let's go.
Oh.
SOE can be a fun place to work. Can confirm. That's what I would think, you know? I would feel that. And also like England's a really easy switch over for me since I speak English. And I can even do a British accent.
Look
If you
at
like,
them.
governor. Oh,
Look at them trying
look at those levies.
the levies with their 13 combat
Oh
strength.
my gosh, they don't even have citizens?
I'm like, look at them with their shirts, giving them confidence that they can beat us.
Yeah, I think imagine
again.
Imagine being a shirted person. Little do they know that we get +5 combat for more skin showing. That's how video game logic works. Days Gone was developed in Oregon, and Untitled Goose Game. These are 2 titles. What was the studio that developed them in Oregon? But anyways, you know, so like the UK would be easy because I speak English. Spain would be easy because I speak Spanish. Obviously anywhere in the US would be easy because I speak English. But you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like my wife. She's the performer, you know, so she would need to live somewhere where she could work, you know, that they have like a, you know, like a theater or a amusement park or something, you know. Bend Studio. Oh, that's cute. I love Bend as a city. I didn't realize that they had a studio out there. Panic was the publisher of Untitled Goose Game. Interesting. Very interesting. It'd be really interesting to see like how another, you know, I mean, now that I've been here for like what, 3 months or whatever, it'd be nice. Oh, Portland company. Oh, okay, cool. It'd be nice to see like how another video game studio like works. From what I've heard, and you can probably confirm this, but since you've talked to people in the video game industry for longer, but from what I've heard, Amplitude does a really good job in the video game industry. Like as far as like being an employee here, it's like a really good company to be.
Definitely. As far as, you know, the workplace and the atmosphere here is concerned, definitely a good place to work at.
Everybody's so nice, and like I've never worked in like the gaming sector before. Do we need to make a decision about something?
No,
slaves.
I was like, you know, I was first looking at the bonus and then remember, oh no, wait, this is this civic, the one that morally speaking we'd rather not enact. But the one we would maybe want is this one because
City cap.
we're taking a penalty. And
How much is it though? It's like
it's
7?
it's -10, but if you look at it, it's 65. So in 7 turns,
We'll make it back.
we will make it back if we get the city cap one because we lose the bonus.
eventually yield to the onslaught of more.
And also, I think yes, because you know it gives us bonus on emblematic districts. We now
take
get
that.
even more influence. Like we jumped up to 103
Yeah, I was
instead
gonna
of
say
the
that was
8.
more than 10. But you know what I mean? Like I've never worked with video game people before, and most of the other jobs that I've had in my life, I'm not naming any specifics, I've worked a lot of places. The people that I work with aren't necessarily my type of people. You know what I mean? Like,
It's definitely, this was the first job where I was like, oh my god, I'm surrounded by geeks.
there's
This
other
is
people
so
that,
good.
that talk about video games on their
Yeah,
lunch break.
exactly. There's people who know what a video game is.
Well, because here's the thing, like for example, one of my recent jobs was working as a bus driver at Disney World in Florida, and the people were great. I really, really loved that job, and people would be excited to see me come in, and there were like old bus driver people that were like, I'm a bus driver, I'm old, and I'm so nice, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, like you're so cool. You don't have to be working right now, but you just want to be like out in the community working, serving people. And so you do it, right? And it's just awesome. But then also like if during lunch I was like, hey, like anybody play the new this game? They'd be like, what?
The what?
The what?
Exactly. It's like, what even is game?
The Legends of Apex? What? They wouldn't know what I was talking about. And I don't know, even with like younger people too, there's still so many people that are young and still don't talk about video games. Like I worked at a Chipotle. For those of you that don't know, they make burritos. And amongst other things, they're famous for the guacamole. But anyways, the kids there, granted they were a little bit younger than me. Omega, do you not see any progress for the drops?
Oh god, I think.
Do you think it's past the?
Yeah, I remember I talked to Bo, who sets them up on Tuesday, and we're like, oh yeah, we need to reset the drops, and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to remind you tomorrow so you can do that. And then with everything that we were doing, I forgot to remind him.
No, you're
so
not.
the drops
Okay.
might not be
So
working.
Omega, the person who makes sure that the drops are working on Twitch, has been sick.
Yeah.
And so they've been very just out of commission.
Exactly. And
Next week we will have the drops up again. Hopefully they're feeling better. I know they went to the doctor today.
Yeah, they went to the doctor today.
So hopefully
they've not been doing well.
Hopefully the doctor can figure it out.
We were thinking about it on Tuesday, and then the sickness got worse.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like he felt bad, and so he was like, I need to go to the doctor. And then he's like a week later, he's like, I feel worse. I need to go back to the doctor. So I hope that they start feeling better too.
Yeah, and I hope it's not, COVID.
Well, I mean,
I think it was just from the symptoms he described. It's just common cold or
It feels
normal
like,
flu.
yeah.
But
It feels like one of those things where he's just like maybe hasn't, gotten enough sleep, or like is kind of run down. Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, he has
Oh,
he has several kids, so he might just have
Okay.
like a cold or flu.
Could be,
because
yeah.
that always goes around in the schools.
You know what? What's his name? Justin Timberlake said,
Nope.
what goes around comes around.
Anyway, I was saying, trying to get away in edgewise for a moment.
Yes.
We've reached the medieval era, and I'm thinking maybe we'll grab the Teutons because we're the head of this state religion that currently has
83
Uh,
followers.
83 total followers. So that is just from the culture. Oh, come on, where is it? 83 money and 83 signs of turn.
Oh,
And our current signs is only 64.
That would be a big boost to our science.
That would be
for
a
sure.
big boost for us right now. And also, this... Come on. This will help converting everybody who refuses to convert when you ask them. What's combat if they're not of your religion?
Mmm.
And obviously,
Are those the Templars?
they're based not well on a
historical-
monastic knights order, but not the Knights Templar.
Oh, okay.
The more specifically, the Baltic order.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the Kaiserdom for more faith if we need it, but I think mostly we're pretty. Wait. Before I switch, I need to check if I wanted to slap down a Nemeton somewhere else.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
But I think we got everything.
By the way, I was reading your comments, Thorn. So, Avalanche Software is in Salt Lake City, and they're currently making Hogwarts Legacy, are owned by Warner Brothers. Although until recently they were owned by Disney and made a bunch of Disney spin-off games. So they're kind of a big video game developer. That is cool. I think I've heard about Avalanche actually.
Don't forget
I didn't know that they had a spot in Salt Lake. I think they have other ones.
Is that the same Avalanche that made the Just Cause games?
See, maybe I'm thinking of a different. Are there 2 Avalanches? That's called Avalanche Software. Maybe it's different. I don't know. But yeah, working on a mobile game would be all right.
Things change.
I've never even streamed mobile games before. Oh, wait. Except for I did stream Clash Royale one time. Nope. No, I didn't. I made a YouTube video.
Ah, okay. That's Avalanche Software and Avalanche Studios.
Ah, got it.
Okay.
How's the atmosphere in your company there? The mood does not fall because of the little online. Oh, are you saying like because of the people streaming our game? Like we don't have very many people streaming our game or something like that? I would say not at all. I'd say the atmosphere at Amplitude is like very positive. We're working on a lot of different projects. Like Humankind is one of our projects. Granted, it's a huge project that the company's been working on for a long time, but no, like people are very positive. We got a lot of things we're working on. We got Amplified coming up.
You know, they sallied forth, and you know we have no reason to really attack. Sure, we have the more favorable attack here. Do we really want to attack them when we could also just stand there and eventually win by default? Because we're the defender.
I mean, we'll take a lot less damage if we don't.
I'm just going to stand around here until I take this city with the other 2 armies and then bring in the ranged units so I can actually shoot them.
Sounds good to me. Oh, it's a Swedish company. Okay. See, yeah, I have heard of Avalanche Studios. Yeah. Interesting.
But hey, at least in that case, both of them are video game developers. You might have seen that sometimes on Twitter we get tagged for stuff that we have nothing to do with. Because there's apparently also an Amplitude that does like business software or something like that.
We get tagged so many times on Twitter by a company whose actual Twitter handle is Amplitude_HQ. And I take this as an opportunity to meme on them because they say something like, oh, thanks so much, Amplitude, for like being here in this last like conference that we had. It was a pleasure. You did a great job, yada yada. And I'm just like, thank you. You're welcome. You know, like, or whatever. Cause like we're not them, obviously. But like they have to know. They have to know when you tag somebody, it shows you their logo. And we do not have a logo of the people that's like on the picture that's in their tweet. It's just like it's super funny. And anyways, in the last one that they posted, I just tagged the real, you know, not the real, but the one that they're trying to get in contact with. I was like, I think this is for you. And I tagged them. I was just like, maybe they can tell them that, hey, you're not tagging us in this.
Yeah. We've had that for a long time.
It's so funny that they have to know. Unless a robot's doing it, I don't know. Very high credit.
You have to know is, you know, there's so many things.
Relative.
There are so many things where I think you have to know. They have to know, but no, it's...
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, don't worry about us, Dobry. We have a great community. We have a lot of really dedicated members of the community who love and support our studio, and we love and support them back. We're just fine. But thank you for being, you know, sensitive to us. You know, I think game development is, one, very hard, but also two, I think, you know, it has its moments, you know. Things are always changing. I mean, if you just think about people and like how long they spend, you know, I don't even know, looking around,
building that one yet,
playing different games. Not very many people play the same game every day for a year, you know. People like variety. In fact, variety is the spice of life. And we love and support other studios that also make strategy games too. It's not necessarily like a super big competition, you know, because I think the fact that people love strategy games and we make games that people enjoy, it's a win-win. It's a win-win.
I build another.
A market core makers.
I'm wondering
the
if I
Kaiser Dome.
should put that one out just so we can really push our faith in this direction, because there's still some spots here that
Could be converted.
could be converted.
We need some more. We need some more converts. To be fair, how many people? We have to convert everybody to our religion to get the.
Well, we need to convert every empire. It doesn't mean that their people actually need to follow the
Okay.
same religion.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But I'm thinking I can just slam it here in the middle, and then
That's a
have-
good spot.
because that's 21 faith, so that'll be good. And I did just discover that unfortunately the one I thought I had started building, the Nemeton here, I hadn't started building yet, so it
Oh,
did
no.
cancel when we changed. But
Shoot.
it's fine. It's just one Nemeton. It's not the end of the world.
We will survive. Hey.
Should we rank out a Kaiser Dome somewhere here?
Ooh, 27. Man,
Yeah, but we do lose 7 food there, so that's not my favorite tile to
not
place it.
ideal.
I'm thinking maybe here it counts as a maker's quarter, so we get the bonus on the pyramid. And then we can have
Ooh.
more industry quarters around it.
Yeah, 21's good.
Because we're not exploding the food here anyway. It's like 1 food.
Right. They can keep it. They can keep the food. Those people really don't want to come out. They're like, attack us, please.
And they immediately restarted it.
Are you sure you don't want to fight?
And this time they have some reinforcements here, but that's fine. It's entirely fine. Because then we have somebody we can actually kill.
Hold up, I got an essay to read from Thorn. My university email has a directory system, so you can just type a name and get an email address. I have a friend who has the same name as a professor, so he routinely gets emails that are intended for the professor, even though the email is completely different. Students' emails are first initial, last initial, every year letter. At my university edu, which my professor emails are first initial, last name at university.edu. But he trolls students that email him hilariously. Oh. Like the kids think that they're actually talking to the professor, and he's just like, you need to write me an essay, because you want an A. You're gonna have to. That feels a little unethical, actually. I feel for university students. It's rough. It's rough out there being a university student, you know? It's a hard knock life for us. Ooh, 72, nice. 61, nice. So they did want to fight outside.
Well, this is the reinforcements that came down in from down here.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because I think we actually have... No, this is even ground. It's not high ground. But we're still, considerably stronger than them.
Yeah.
So I'll take this one, actually.
It's because we have that +5 bonus to combat for not having our shirts on.
And we do need to kill these guys to take
Critical.
the flag back, but otherwise it's fine. Sadly, our other armies are out of movement points, so we can't get in to attack.
It's all good. We'll get their capital in no time.
No.
Ooh, that's a
Yeah, this is a nice attack, but I want the healthy guys to be able to attack these guys over here.
fair enough. I'll tell him to retrieve a rare bird species from Morocco or something. I mean, that feels a little far-fetched for a student to believe.
Oh
I
no,
don't know.
wait, damn, that's a cliff there. Oh well, it's fine. We can still get some good damage in here.
They can't attack from up there?
Yeah, there's a cliff here.
Oh, well, they aced him anyways, though. Easy.
Wait, is that one of the... Oh no, that's a warrior. Ah, but there the citizens are now coming outside. Fooled you!
They took the low ground.
Admittedly, we do need to fall back with these guys now. That's not a good state to be in.
Yeah, especially because they have the high ground.
But I I think, we can get a nice attack in from here.
Here we go.
Get him. Get him.
Can we sneak all the way around? No.
At least you could be level.
No, that's too much damage. I'm not comfortable with that. You guys go over here and hide in the forest.
Yo, they're so fast. Look at them. Did they get a speed bonus because they're not wearing shirts too?
Well, basically, normal infantry is only 4 points of movement, and these guys are 6 points of movement. So yeah, essentially they are getting a movement bonus for not wearing shirts.
Yo, 100. Dang. How much higher does your attack have to be to 100 to 0 somebody?
15 or 16 points.
15 or 16. Wow.
I'm not sure anymore exactly.
Wow.
But yeah.
Have we seen the trailers for Hogwarts Legacy? I haven't. What is Hogwarts Legacy? What is it? What platform is it on?
I think it's a mobile game. I don't know.
Oh, it's a mobile game. I played the Harry Potter Pokemon Go for like a day, and then I stopped. But I played Pokemon Go for a long time. It sounded so like what do you call the people that like really like Asian culture? Is it weeb?
Weeb, yes.
I sounded pretty weeby when I said Pokemon. I feel like people that really like Japanese culture want to pronounce Pokemon correctly, and so they don't say Pokemon, they say Pokemon, and they like pronounce the poke instead of like pokey. I said the poke very strongly. Played for a day and stopped. Well, I think people were so hyped for another game that was like Pokemon Go, because they were like, oh sweet, like, oh my gosh, like I love Harry Potter so much more than I love Pokemon as an IP, right? But then it took a while for them to actually make it, first of all. And then they realized once they were actually playing it that it's still the same game as Pokemon Go. It's basically the same thing, right? And there was no like, additional mechanics that made the game more fun. Granted, I think Pokemon Go has come a long ways from when it first came out in terms of like mechanics. Like there's PvP, there's a ranked PvP system, which is kind of cool. Granted, the PvP system is a little janky. Ooh. Those people want to fight.
Well, no, they actually don't fight. They're actually peaceful people. But we kind of need to get through here because otherwise it's a very long way around.
Fair enough. Can they not go around the mountain?
The way around would be all the way down here.
Oh, we can't go up to where our other armies are?
Well, the things... This is not enough space for all our troops. So we
That's
need
fair.
a pincer move. Oh my god.
I'll be on consoles PC and it's like an
I should
adventure.
not have auto-resolved that. Wow.
Ooh, sheesh. We killed 7 of their units, though. We took heavy losses.
Yeah, and we lost both of the ranged units
The
in this
archers.
army, which is
Kind of what
bad.
we needed. Let's see here. It's an ARPG. Interesting. It's not a mobile game. I think they just showed it off with the PS5 announcement or something. It's like on all desktop platforms. Looks like a bit like Harry Potter Skyrim.
Oh, then I must have confused it for a different game.
Interesting. An ARPG. What is... I've heard a lot of use of the term ARPG. It felt like a reskin game, so no fun. Yeah, I get that. And I think the thing is that with games like Pokemon Go, I think you have to be in a group. I don't think Pokemon Go is as fun alone. If you're playing it in a group, what's up, Bombardin? But if you're playing it in a group, then it's like you can go on raids. If you see a Pokemon, it's like, oh, there's a Pokemon over there. Let's go get it together. And then you can be excited together. But like, I don't know. Maybe that's just me, though. I'm the type of person who only likes playing games if it's multiplayer. Wow, they're getting wrecked. They're runners. Oh, because they're the scouts.
They're basically scouts, yeah.
Ooh, they survived with 7 health.
Are these guys healthy enough to finish the job?
But yeah, Bombardin, ARPGs. Action role-playing game. What? That feels so general.
I mean, is the RPG computer role-playing game or JRPG any more narrow, really?
No.
So,
All right, this mask is terrible. It's
I
actually
mean-
tickling my nose.
I
I'll
mean,
be back.
honestly, RPG in general as a genre term is so abused for everything. Like, hey, we have no, it's even a lot of the times it's like, oh, we have a system of leveling up your character. That makes this an RPG. No, you're still a first-person shooter. You just have skill progression. Like,
Right.
But they're always like
RPG
with
elements.
RPG elements, and then no, leveling up the character is not what defines an RPG to me.
Right, yeah. Role playing implies to me that you need to have a strong connection with your character that you progress with throughout the course of the game, and that the progression means something. You know, like if it doesn't change your experience to level up your character or to,
Yeah.
have this connection with them. Because a role playing inherently to me means that there is a connection between you and the person you're portraying.
I'm thinking mandate patronage
Trade routes?
because we can get a lot of trade routes.
That's true. We're also pretty spread, so that might be good. And money kind of just is nice. You heard it here, folks. Money is just kind of nice.
And yeah, these guys, next turn, we force their surrender, and then we bring everybody back. And I guess we need to add these two, where were they? These guys into that army that just got wrecked by the independent people.
Fair enough. Yeah. Reinforcements! I think Pokemon Go and similar games, you can find groups on Discord to meet up for raids and stuff. True, but that requires going out of your way to find a new group of people that you may or may not mesh with. I don't know. What's up, Tanky Taco? Morning all. How are you guys doing? How are we doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Slightly annoyed that, we have another battle just before the war ends. Just because I walked here.
Well, it'll give us more war support though, right?
Doesn't matter, they're surrendering next turn.
I mean, but won't we be able to take more from them?
We're already at 100.
Oh, dang it. Wait, can't you get more than 100 though?
No.
What
100
if
is the
some things
cap.
cost more than 100, don't they?
Yeah, then you can't take them in that
Oh,
war.
you have to do
like
multiple
the
wars.
vassalization, you need to, fight them and make them a smaller empire before you can take it.
I get it now. I get it. I'm doing well though. Honestly, no complaints, except for my hair being under a hat all day, and now it's just like, it's doing a thing. It's doing a thing, chat. Welcome to Crazy Hair Days with Jordan. Okay, this mask sucks too. Hashtag Johnny Bravo vibes. Oh, is that what's going on here? Who's Johnny Bravo? Hey Siri, show me images of Johnny Bravo.
Here are some images of Johnny Bravo from the web. Take a look.
Oh. He's almost grotesquely large in the physique area. No judgment implied, but if I may ask, why is the mask on the stream? Well, I mean, if you know anything about what's going on in France right now, our COVID numbers are through the roof. But even before that, we still were wearing masks as a almost, well, I mean, I think it is the law here still that in businesses and stuff, you have to wear masks indoors if there's over a certain number of people or something like that. But also, like, even if it wasn't a law or something like that, like, there's a lot of people that don't want to feel like they have to explain to people like, hey, like, I don't feel comfortable if you're not wearing your mask or whatever. So like, it's kind of as a courtesy even. I mean, this is the nicest way I've ever heard this question asked. Most people come in and say, why are you wearing a face diaper? And it's like, well, when you're trying to do the best that you can, I know me personally, I'm sick of having to do all of these things to, whatever, for COVID. So if there's anything that I can do on my part to make it end faster, I would do it, like, I would do anything to make this end. Maybe not anything. I take that back. I would do almost any.
Yeah, saying that kind of thing has a real monkey's paw vibe.
Hmm. Well, we are really struggling, aren't we?
Yeah, this battle has not been going well for us simply because they had. I think they had much greater numbers than we did. No, actually not. This battle was. No, we were just so hurt from the battle
Yeah, I
before.
was gonna say we got pretty beat up before. Back to humankind. No worries, Karmadrak. Thank you for being here in the stream and welcome. I see it's your first time. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate having you.
But the important part is, yeah, sure, we lose like.
And good luck in your game.
Oh no, we're not even losing from losing that battle. We're not losing anything because it's cancelled by the other one we won.
Recent victory.
We're just losing 2 points from being the
Declare
attacker,
yeah.
which is fine because in the end, all we wanted them to do is accept our religion, and that it should be cheap enough for us to get them to do.
Nice, let's do it. Have you guys thought about natural disasters for immersion? I am sure the production and teams that work on like the vision for the game have. But I feel like as far as like the scope of like what we can add into the game is definitely something that will happen later. Like not in the near future.
I'm not interested in taking any of that territory because it's so far away. But oh god, they'll be broke for the rest of the game.
Are we just taking money from them?
Well, we forced them to change their religion, and we got 4,000 something
Oh
out of
my
them.
gosh.
Hear my proposal.
No way.
And now they're like, "Hey, let's trade luxuries." Yes, I'll give you back all the money you just gave me in exchange for all of your resources.
Yeah, seriously. I
No, I
recently
think that's
discovered that gold can go into the negative. Ansiv, you and me both. I've discovered this as well, and well, it wasn't a great discovery. I didn't think, oh, nothing too bad is happening until I realized, oh, if you stay like this for too long, bad things happen.
Oh wait, we can't trade right now. I guess it hasn't really realized that the war is over.
Do we have to finish the turn?
Actually, that's
I have a proposal.
yeah, sure.
They want money.
Obviously they want money because
Because they're in the negatives.
just a little,
I think you could say this game has role-playing features. Yeah, exactly. You're role-playing as a civilization that doesn't exist.
I mean, let's be fair. A lot of the times, 4X players play as a very horrible person as
Yeah.
they put the entire world under their boot heel. I'm thinking, should we grab one of these?
We
This one-
probably could use the faith.
This one would give us food
Ooh,
per faith,
plus food per faith. Is
and this one would just
nice.
give us more faith.
I like the food per faith, actually. Could the 300 people dream be a reality?
I'm not sure.
That'd be kind of cool.
At least I don't think we'd get there before the end of the event, actually,
Fair enough.
because we only have like one stream or two left until then.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Well, there are leaders of civilizations and rival leaders. Diplomacy.
Oh right, we're allied with these people now, so we can just walk through here.
Why does that sound like something a Roman emperor would have said? I recently discovered that gold can go into the negative. I mean, I feel like the Romans were pretty well off for at least a lot of their history.
Yeah, I think I heard once that a lot of the Roman wealth just came from conquering other people, and then they ran out of other people to conquer, and then they ran out of money.
They were like, well, this is not sustainable. Wife is texting me. My lady of my forever. Interesting. Oh man, did I miss the answer about immersion? I had a phone call. Oh, well, it maybe wasn't the answer that you were hoping for anyways, Hinako. Basically saying that it's something that could happen later for sure, but like I think with the other, bugs and things that have been in the game, I think that the teams have had their hands full, making sure that the features in the game function properly rather than adding new ones. But I personally think that that's a great idea. Natural disasters would be super cool. And in fact, I mean, some of the events are natural disasters. The what do we call them? The like random events.
The narrative events, you mean?
Yeah, narrative events. So yeah, but I think that maybe something that's a little bit more, drastic, something that even maybe changes the output from a resource tile, like a tornado comes through and like destroys some of the food output or something, or maybe even destroys districts. That'd be cool. I don't know what you'd really be able to do as counterplay though.
I think that is one of the big things, really, because
Game mechanics
that's-
are only fun if there's counterplay.
yeah,
Because
and I think that's one of the big reasons why we were hesitant to actually do it, because clearly it has been thought about, but then I think with Civ, for example, Civ 6 has that expansion with all the natural disasters, and some of them are more popular than others. Like, volcanoes can erupt in Civ 6, and yeah, it destroys the stuff around it. But afterwards, the tiles give you more food because of how fertile volcano Earth is.
volcanic soil.
Yeah, but on the other hand, there's like stuff like, oh, a blizzard sweeps through and that just destroys your stuff and you get nothing out of it, and that's frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, in Endless Legend, didn't they have in the Alai update or whatever? Didn't they have like the seasons and stuff? Or
No,
the Alai,
that was always in Endless Legend. That,
right.
like a
but
central
they
feature of
they
Legend
like made a culture, if you will, that
that benefited more
from
yeah,
like
the things
seasonal
before the
changes.
winter was always negative.
Right.
And then with the Alai update, they added the altar where you can pray for specific effects, and you can be like, oh, I'm in faction with super strong infantry, but I don't even have cavalry, and here's this effect that gives more defense on infantry but minus attack on cavalry. I don't care because I don't have cavalry, so you would try to get that.
Right. I don't know, like doing something like that would be cool. It's all fair in the battle for survival.
Yeah, here's how we see what state religion they follow. Yeah, look at that. The entire state religion is Islam, but their territory all follows all mixed polytheism.
Oh, right, yeah. So we just need to convert one more group? And then we have the...
Yeah, I think these are the only guys left.
Let's get them.
Or let's see, here's the Greeks.
Build a bunch of religious sites on their borders.
The Greeks... The Greeks and Babylonians here, and these guys, who are they right now? The Aztecs.
That's why they're wearing the cool green outfit.
They have some oppressing the faithful grievances against us. I think that's actually from when we held the territory here.
Oh, yeah.
But I think against these guys we should...
Let us make plans
no,
together.
crisis. Yeah, this is better, but we will need to take a brief detour into our territory to recover our army strength.
Yeah.
And maybe, research a little bit into... let's prioritize the signs a little more. So that we get our special knights.
The Teutonic Knights. That would be nice. Yeah, I think there's a lot of cool ideas that could be put into effect in Humankind. That would make the game feel more immersive or anything like that. I think one of the struggles is breaking into the genre, into the historical 4X genre, because obviously the endless games aren't historical, right?
Yeah.
So like, how do you do that in a way that makes sense to the historical, and you stay true to the historical aspect, but then also makes it fun to play? So, I mean, like with the combat in this game, I think the combat's designed to be fun, you get to see your dudes run around and slashing people from behind or whatever. Like that's not necessarily exactly, to be like super realistic. Obviously they're big, character models on a small tile thing where like you're running around. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we got before release. There was so many threads on Steam and Reddit like, oh, the giant character models look so bad. Yeah, and you're telling me that if the soldiers were like the size of these people, you would be able to tell on the battlefield what they were?
Yeah.
Then,
That one's definitely an archer, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
and sure,
What's
we
up,
could have had like,
Pine?
60 different icons for the different unit types, but then you're getting at a point at this is 60 different icons. Now the icons are all like super similar because, this is a dude with a sword, this is a dude with a different sword. So it's basically the same
Yeah.
icon. And it can be tricky.
Let me catch up with chat. Hey, is the new character that can be unlocked from the current event only for our own persona? Yes.
We've heard some feedback that people wanted as an AI persona, but I haven't heard back from production yet on whether or not that is doable in a
Possible.
reasonable amount of work.
Let's see what else we got. Yeah. Sorry about that, kind, but it is what it is sometimes. Maybe timed events like different events per era. I mean, that's a really good idea. Honestly, you should create a thread on Games Together, Tanky Taco. You need to get people talking about it, get the input, get the upvotes on your idea. If there's enough upvotes, like, then you can, well, I guess Stephanie, you can like say, hey, this is a very supported idea. People really want this. Let's make it happen.
And obviously, eventually, we also want to actually restart the ideas section again. We used to have that for ES2, but even with ES2, the ideas section proved way more popular than was easily to handle for both us and for the players. Like for the players, it was like, oh, I have this great idea, and checking if somebody else already had the idea to upload it was a pain.
Yeah.
And for us, it was just, oh, there are so many ideas, and it was hard to keep up, and because to really judge is this idea feasible also takes a decent amount of work because you need to check with the programmers, the artists, and whatever.
Yeah.
And
That's fair.
so we need to make improvements to the ideas section, and so that there's some better workflow for both us and for the players.
Fair enough, yeah. My current game, many AI cultures keep making demands of me and refuse to de-escalate. Do I need to make more military to get them to chill? Asks Ansiv.
Basically, yes. If they're worried about your military might, then they are more likely to back down. We've seen it earlier in our stream actually that we made a demand and they backed down because they were like, "Oh, you have like 12 naked dudes now in our territory. Maybe we should fold."
Your dudes have a lot of skin showing. I'm a little worried. Okay. Yeah. For the glaciation idea, among others, can neither confirm nor deny, Snuff King. Can neither confirm nor deny. There's a lot of cool projects that we're working here at Amplitude, and some of them you don't know about. That's all I'm gonna say. I really love fantasy and wish more Fantasy 4X games would get published. I think there really hasn't been much since Endless Legend. That's a good question. I don't think I'm familiar enough with the genre to say.
I'm trying to think if there was any. Oh, this will be nice. That will get us a lot of industry.
Ooh, yeah. Is that a 5? Oh, it's because it's the forests.
Yeah, and
why doesn't it show you what the yields will be when you hover over?
I think because it's in the fog of war, so it's not entirely.
Does it show it when
working
you?
right. I think if I get them
I was gonna
up
say, can
here,
you
I might
check?
be able to see it.
I was like, you could just check if it's if it works on one that it just doesn't show.
Let me. Oh, that was wrong one. This. No, I'm not sure why it's. Maybe it's confused because this exploits everything. Because for the Megas quarters, I do get it.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think if there's a.
Wonders
better...
don't work with the FIMS overlay yet. Interesting. Yo, Ansiv just redeemed a custom name. Ansiv, did you mean to do that? Just spend 2,000 of your channel points to tell us that?
Yeah,
No?
it would be cheaper to spend the 350 for the highlight message.
Hey, Dark Arrow. Do you want to refund that? And or if you want to name something, Anthony, you can.
Can we refund?
Sure you
points? I
can.
don't know.
Oh wait, if it's just like a text thing, I don't know if we can.
But yeah, we
It's
do have.
possible.
We have. If not, we have plenty of cities that could be renamed.
It's possible that when you have you'll name something. All right, where do you want to name? You want to name Memphis? That's a city.
I mean, technically, you could also name our armies, but don't put something you've named in my hands when it's a military unit.
It'll surely die if you name an army, but there's a bunch of attractive dudes without shirts running around out there that need names. It'd be cool if we did a collab with Lord of the Rings. Woo, that would be interesting. I think I've heard this suggestion before. I don't know. I'll talk to Niels. He's our senior IP manager. See if we can get a Lord of the Rings things happening. You know the collab that I suggested? I suggested we do a collab with The Rock. Before Fortnite did a collab with The Rock, I suggested that we do a collab with The Rock and do like a poly culture with like The Rock as like the like a special avatar for, I don't know. I think that'd be cool. I don't know if there's like Polynesian cultures from ancient times though.
You know, I'm very tempted to just follow the suggestion 29 and 25.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty good.
And this is like, this kind of worship city, pyramid, cathedral.
Yeah. Why not though, really? They want a non-aggression pact?
Yeah, that's fine by me. Actually, what I need to ask them for is open borders, so we can just walk through here and get to the people we need to still convert.
By the rivers of Babylon.
Because I'm pretty sure with them... where is it?
Yo, this is only turn 100.
I think you.
Nice.
Nice, they did it.
Now we can walk through, which will be excellent. But we also, we kind of just need to start getting better units. These are starting to get a little outdated.
Yeah. How are we doing on the Fame War?
Still second.
Dang, the Team Brown is doing pretty
These
good.
guys, yeah. We might eventually have to go to war against them just to kick them a bit.
I mean, I guess. The Rock's culture trait is +1 industry to mines. Because his name is The Rock. I feel like that's a little on the nose, maybe. What would The Rock's culture trait be? Hey, what's up, Zoe? Welcome back. Intimidation. I feel like it would have to be like an intimidation thing. How would you... You missed the Celts. Yeah, we still have a bunch of naked dudes still, though.
What do you
But we are officially the Teutons. We're the Teuton. Back to back. 1986, 1987, blockbuster video game champion. Helicopters throwing? Maybe. He's a big dude. Well fed. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? I don't think Bagram. I don't think I know that reference. What is that reference from? There are the
with
Thie
this
games, which
with
are
this
cool.
event, I feel like there is only one choice we can make in the current
Oh
situation.
no. The pox.
Your
Fair
empire
enough.
becomes one of the
Ooh,
giants
cultural conversion
that spy
started.
the globe.
Yeah, but
And
against us, that is not good.
Oh,
Oh, it's the territory we just claimed here.
get him.
That'll get better once we
Finish our religious.
Hey, this used to be an outpost. I think some independent people burned down our outpost and we didn't notice it.
Dang it.
But the point is, I can do this. Boom. And now, this should be able to hold its ground a little better as we get, where is it? The pottery workshop and then perhaps the theater.
For the influence.
For the influence, yes. And then this should be, it's not quite enough yet.
We must spread our influence far and wide. The Egyptians, Celts, Teutons. I believe that was the pathing, yes.
So
Caveman.
should we go here for the crossbowmen, then better infantry? Or should we go straight for getting the knights?
I like the knights idea. We get a bonus because if we're oppressing them.
If they follow a different state religion. Which obviously in this case, when we're trying to get them to follow our state religion, would be the case.
Excellent. I like it. Sorry, let me get back to the chatty chat. There are these 3 games which are cool, although it's more village management with a lot of more characters and individuals. Burned Land came out this year. Not sure if it's any good. There are Illwinter games that look ancient. Some people really like them.
Oh, the Illwinter games, yeah, they're super deep. Illwinter is actually the company that makes the game Dominions, which is the one that William was...
The board game?
No, the PC game. But that's
Oh.
what I'm saying, like, the board game is called Dominion, no S.
Mmm.
And the... Or it's the other way around, but one has an S in the name and the other doesn't.
Right.
And I had been talking to William, our lead producer, about, how a lot of the Dominions players say, oh, the diplomacy is so good, but the game itself doesn't have any diplomacy system. It only has a message system where you write the message and then it gets delivered next turn.
Okay.
So people, make alliances by talking to each other instead of a diplomacy system. And then he had that article in the game dev website, and through confusion ended up with a picture of the board game instead of the PC game.
Oh my gosh.
But it still works because, in any board game,
There
you
you
can
go.
talk to the second player and be like, hey, let's screw over the third player.
Yeah.
Anybody who's ever played Settlers of Catan with 3 or more people knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, we got the name from Ansiv. Let's rename Dur Karizgalu to Londinium.
Londinium.
Londinium, yes.
Because you were, having hot water with a drop of milk, I guess.
I mean, I didn't have any milk. It was just
No,
hot water.
it's like in the Asterix
Tea.
movie. That's literally like it's the British guy who's like, could I have a drop of milk for my hot water?
Just to make it nice and creamy. Nice and creamy. 1990 to 209 WWE.
Wait, is that... Yes, okay.
Okay, then rock culture trait is gold growth is increased to the richest culture in the game, +1.
But but if this is Londinium now, then we will need to get Big Ben, so that we can at least have a British monument in here.
yeah.
It wouldn't be the tower,
It makes sense.
but it would at least be the clock tower of Londinium.
Yeah. Have you guys seen the social streamers YouTube about humankind? Released 2012? 212? Social streamers YouTube video.
I don't think so.
Time to look it up. There's Master of Magic remake in process. I prefer Endless Legend. Master of Magic really centralized magic in their fantasy world. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of right in the name, isn't it?
Incredible.
Social streamers, about 70,000 subscribers.
It seems that these are the times
Uploads.
that tire people's dietary habits.
They upload a lot of things. What do they normally make their games about? I don't recognize this game that they're playing. I think I see the one. It was on, you said 6 days ago? I'm curious. I'll have to watch it later. I've never heard of their YouTube channel before, but then again, I traditionally am not a huge strategy game player. I've played strategy games. Before I came to Amplitude, the only strategy game I'd really played was like, well, as far as a 4X, was Civ. But I played like RTS games, I guess, like StarCraft.
Oh,
new
That's a strategy
independent
game. It's just not a 4X strategy
Who are
game.
they?
They give some valid points and positive criticism. I assume that if they're a channel with 70,000 subs, that they probably aren't out there giving, you know, unresearched hot takes on things. You know, I would assume that people are making well-educated, you know, thought-out videos, even if they're using, you know, clickbait to, you know, get people to watch it. To a certain extent on YouTube, you need to get people's attention. And you need to get them to click on your video. Once you get them there, then you can actually entreat them with real content, you know? Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I actually watched this really interesting video by, I think it was Veritasium.
Yes, Veritasium did make the
Were
video
called
about
real bait or
legit bait.
a legit bait. That's what it was. It was not real bait. Legit bait. And essentially, like, how do you make your titles interesting and grabby without stretching the truth?
And yeah, I mean, he basically starts the video with like, I know we all hate clickbait, but it works.
Yeah, it's super effective, in fact. I don't care what random people say about Humankind. Steam should delete many useless reviews. I'm sure some people would agree with you, Error.
I mean, there's certainly, you know, a certain sense of some reviews sometimes being outdated. Like, you know, when you have people like the reviews that are like, oh, you know, there's not enough oil in the world to build the advanced units. Yeah, that's not true anymore.
Yeah, if something got patched, but the review remains, and people aren't, you know, they don't care enough to go back and change their outdated review.
But
So,
you know, at the time it was perfectly valid review. But
Yeah.
the question is, how relevant is it now?
yeah, and I think that's why the reviews in the last 30 days or whatever stat is really relevant.
Yeah.
Because when they posted that video, just for your information, Zoe, 6 days ago, our recent reviews were whatever, like 70-something% positive or something.
74 or something.
Something like that. So it's like at the time of sending it, you know, I don't know. You know, it's a complicated thing, obviously. But yeah.
Still trying to think if there's a good spot somewhere to build an Angkor Wat, because I really want to push it against these guys.
Yeah.
Faith, but
is an impressive feat of design and construction.
technically I would need to build it somewhere in these territories
For it to connect.
for it to push out from here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the Angkor Wat bonus is really something we probably want in our main city.
Central, yeah.
I guess
Because of the faith.
because of the faith to food conversion.
Right, that makes sense.
I guess the real question is, in which of these territories do we have the most faith? This one is 40. This city has 27.
27. I'm gonna catch up with chat real quick. Master Magic is
Oh,
kind
and
of a
this
role-playing
one
for
has
exchange.
67.
Oh, she-
Probably in this one.
Yeah, that makes sense. You play as a wizard trying to conquer 2 linked worlds, and you have to build up magic and learn spells and cast them to change the world. Oh, by the way, it's 808.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I guess we'll see you all next week.
Hey, chat. It's 8 o'clock. I wasn't waiting for Dark Arrow to say it was 8. But no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, kind of lost track of time. Last time I looked at the clock, it was like 7:07.
Come on, Dark Arrow. I pay you to do this. No, I'm just kidding. I don't pay Dark Arrow anything. You sent me an indirect message? It was indirect messages. Direct messages on Twitch? Anyways, it's been a pleasure, chat. Thank you all for being here. You're beautiful people, and have a fantastic weekend. We'll catch you next time on Monday with Endless Dungeons and Dragons. Come hang out. Come witness the role playing firsthand. And if you like the Endless Universe, I think you're gonna like it. I will be trying to post and figure out how to post on the Endless Universe YouTube channel tomorrow, so that if anybody missed last week's stream, that you can be caught up to speed before we start the next episode, in the next session. But anyways, have a fantastic rest of your day. We will catch you next time. Peace out.